This is a guide for new and returning players. For new players, we're going to get you on the right track with a few tips that can help you on your journey to become the strongest Warframe, because that's the goal, right? You become stronger and stronger. And for returning players, I haven't forgotten about you. I know what it's like, because I've been in your shoes. And boy, are they sweaty. You take a break, and you come back, take a look around the game, and you're like, well, I don't know. Let's start a new account. No, don't do that. I mean, it's your game. Do what you want. But Warframe is a game where you spend hours and hours farming and some more farming. That's a lot of time. So let's try to get you back on track too. Now, I forgot to mention that I also hid a secret in this video. So if you find it, put what it is and the timestamp. I'll pin you to the top of the comments. All right, back to the video. For new players, you have the option when you first start the game to choose the Duviri path or the Warframe path. You'll have access to both of those early on. So just for the sake of this video and make it easier, we're going to choose the Warframe path. Once all the cutscenes are done, you'll get to be able to make your first decision. Which Warframe are you going to start out with? Excalibur, Volt, or Mag? Now, if you want a recommendation, I say choose Excalibur or Volt, because they're going to be the most helpful early game. But just remember, like I said before, it's your game. You play how you want to play. Anyways, assuming that you went with the Warframe path and you've got your Warframe chosen, it's going to throw you straight into the Vor's prize quest. Now, it's pretty straightforward. Make sure you listen to your Space Mom, the Lotus, or Ortis, and listen to whatever they have to say, and then complete the mission. But if you're like me, and you listen, and then once it's all said and done, you're like, what the heck do I do? The easiest thing you can do is just come up here to the front of your ship, open up your navigation, and right up here up top, you've got quests, and the quest that you're currently working on will be active here, and you can click on it, and it'll take you to the next part of that mission. Now, eventually, that quest will come to an end, and you'll be stuck here in your orbiter with wondering what to do next. So what you can do is you come up here to the front of your ship, activate your navigation. Now, when you open up your navigation, you'll probably be right here, zoomed in on Earth, and you'll see these little blue flashing lights all over here. You'll see these flashing as blue, which means these are missions you have yet to complete. And then once you complete them, they'll turn this white color here and stop flashing, and you'll know that they're done. All right, so what would your main objective be when you're first starting the game? Is probably working your way to your first junction. So you want to do like E Prime, Mariana, work your way all the way down here until you see the Venus Junction. Before we start talking about the junction, let's talk about the 5 main mission types that you're going to be doing throughout your star chart journey. You have Exterminate, where all you do is you literally go in and you kill a certain amount of enemies until the Lotus is happy, and then you extract. And then you have Defense. You load into your mission, it's going to give you the marked location. You're going to go there and you're going to defend that from the oncoming waves. You got 5 waves you have to defend against, and then after that, you can also extract from there. You have Mobile Defense. Now, when you first start out in this mission, it's going to give you a little item that drops right in front of you. You're going to pick that up and you're going to take it to your first marked location. You're going to insert that little hacking drive thingy, bobber or whatever into the console, and then you're going to wait out your time. Defend it from all the enemies coming at you, and then it is going to pop back out. You're going to move to your next location. You're going to do that 3 times. And then you've also got Interception. This mission is kind of a pain in the butt because you have 4 points on the map, A, B, C, and D. Now these are towers. You have to go there, you have to stand in them, capture them, and then once you capture them, move on to the next tower. Now, if you're by yourself, it's a pain in the butt. If you got a squad of 4 people, it's a little bit easier because each person can just take a tower and defend it. Now, once all towers are captured, your meter's going to start to fill up. Once it reaches 100%, you can extract from this mission as well. It's completed. And last but not least, you have spy missions, where you're just going to stealthily go in, go to point A, B, or C, try to make your way through the little obstacles that it has for you, extract the information, and then move on to the other 2 points of interest that you have not completed yet. All right, so now that we have those out of the way, let's talk about the junctions. Now, the first junction you're going to be working on is this Venus Junction right here. Now, junctions are essential because they open up the next path to the next planet. So once you complete the junction, it's going to give you access to this first mission on the next planet. But as we hover over this junction, you've got a few objectives you got to complete before you can even do it. So this one requires you to complete the Vor's prize quest, which should already be done. It says complete the quest Sia's Vigil, which is here on Cetus. Once you're here, you're going to talk to this guy named Kanzu, and then you're going to start this whole quest line, Sia's Vigil. Complete that, and then we'll get back to the junction. Then your last objective for this is use Fusion to rank up any mod. All right, so that'll lead us into mods, so let's talk about a few basic things for your mods. When you leave the front of your ship and come down the ramp, right here is going to be your mod section. Now, this is going to show you every single mod that you currently have. So this has got a bunch of stuff in here. It's got a bunch of different options in here, so don't worry about that. The only thing I want you to worry about is using Fusion to rank up your mods. For Fusion, it's going to require 3 things. You've got to have a mod, you've got to have credits, and you've got to have Endo, which after doing a few of those missions on Earth, you should have a little bit of everything. Alright, so now this is how we're going to rank up a mod. So we're going to pick Pressure Point right here. You're just going to click on it. We're going to select one. Start fusing into selected mod. That's our option that we want to choose. So right here brings up the mod. And if you look down there at the bottom, you got these 5 little dots there. That's going to be the rank of your mod. So if you hit the plus icon right here, it's going to highlight that. But over here, it's going to take 10 Endo and 483 credits. So we've got it to rank 1. Let's get it to rank 2. It's going to cost even more Endo, more credits, yada yada. But as you rank up your mods, let's go back down to 0 real quick. Pressure point. So plus 20% melee damage. If you rank it up once, it's going to be plus 40% melee damage. So as you rank up your mods, you're going to get more out of that mod. So right here, we're only going to rank it up twice. We'll hit it twice, so both those dots are filled in. Let's apply Fusion. So it's going to cost 30 Endo and almost 1,500 credits. Apply Fusion. Yes, I'm sure. Bam! Now it is rank 2. And we've got plus 60% melee damage, so we can throw this on one of our melee weapons. Now if you want to actually apply those mods to your weapons or your Warframe, let's go back here to the back of your ship to this fancy looking thing here called your arsenal. Let's open it up, and I'm going to go down here to my melee weapon, which I have the Guandao on right now. Let's go ahead and go upgrade. And you can see right here, we've got a bunch of empty slots. This is where we can put all of our mods on. Now let's go over just a few basic things here for when you're actually modding in general for any weapon or Warframe. So right up here in the top left, you've got your capacity. Now capacity is how much your mods will drain away from this total capacity. You can see we have 30 out of 30. Well, this pressure point mod that we leveled up just a few seconds ago, if we pull it up here and take it on there, you can see the top right hand corner, it's got a 6. So it took away 6 of our 30. So now we have 24 out of 30. But as you can see, pressure point increases our melee damage overall. You can see that we got a bunch of green numbers here showing us that we just increased the damage of it. Anyways, back to capacity. Alright, so we're now back at a blank slate. So how can we fit more mods onto our actual weapons or Warframe? Now the next thing we're going to talk about is polarity slots. Now all these spots are pretty much blank except for these 2 down here and your stance slot up here. So let's talk about this little one that looks like a Y right here. So let's go back to putting pressure point up here in our first slot. You can see that it's taken away 6 out of our 30 capacity, right? We've seen that earlier. But if you take it and match it up with a polarity slot that matches the little symbol up in the top right hand corner. So hovering over it, it was turning green, showing you that it was a match. You can see that we now have 27 out of 30. So if we move it back, it's going to take the full 6 points of our capacity. But if you match it with the polarity slot, it's going to take half that cost. So now we're only using 3 out of the 6. Alright, so that's just little basics about modding. There's a bunch of other tutorials out there that go more in depth with it, with statuses and things like that, but that's just to get you started. Now if we head back up here to our navigation, if you level up your mod and you completed the Saya's Vigil quest, and obviously if you got the Vor's quest completed, you can actually go into the Venus Junction and fight the little mini boss guy that's there. Now once that's done, you'll have access to the first mission on the next planet, which will be E-Gate here on Venus. And then it's just rinse and repeat from there. You want to work your way. If you want to do every mission on the planet, you can do that so you don't have to come back to it later. But you want to work your way over here to the next junction. Now you can see it's got a couple extra objectives there, like defeat Jackal at Fossa on Venus. So what that is this mission up here, and wants you to go up there and complete this mission, kill the boss dude that's in it, and then you'll have that one objective completed. Now each time you complete a junction, you're going to probably get some quests. You're definitely going to get some rewards for doing it, so they're definitely worthwhile. And you're going to get access to the next planet. Now the most common question I'm asked when new Warframe players start out is what should they be focusing on? I always say work towards each one of your junctions, complete all your quests so you can have your whole star chart here open. Now while you're doing that, some of those junctions are going to give you quests that you can have access to. If you go here to your codex, which is at the front of your ship, you're going to have quests in here that you can start completing as well. So you can finish some of that storyline that everybody's talking about that you can enjoy in Warframe. Now just remember, if you're a new or returning player and you're kind of lost on what to do or what you need to do next, you can start by opening up your navigation, see what planets you've got unlocked. If you don't have a certain planet unlocked, you can work your way through the junction to be able to go to that planet. And then maybe at the same time, it'll activate a few quests you haven't done. and then you can come back up here to your codex and check it out. Now that's going to be it into this. I know it's probably quite a bit of information thrown at you all at once, so I'm going to go ahead and end it there. If you're looking for more tips and tricks with Warframe or any other starter guides, check out my channel. I've got a bunch of stuff on there all about Warframe. And then check back every Tuesday. Make sure you're subscribed. I stream live on Tuesdays at around 10 to 11 p.m. If you want to hop in there, if you got any questions, just shoot them at me or the chat. We'll answer you and try to help you out the best we can. Other than that, if you're looking for a video on Kuva or TNAP weapons, I've got one for you that's going to pop up here in a second for you. And I'll see you guys next time.